In this video, guys, what I'm going to be doing is sharing some tips and tricks and information with you on how you can save your reverting plant from fully reverting and losing all of its variegations, and also how you can possibly save even a fully reverted plant by, of course, promoting more variegations. Hey there everyone, and welcome to my channel. If you don't know me, my name is Maria Young, and if you do, welcome back to my channel. I thank you guys so much for joining me right here at my Tropical Plant Adventures, where I do share with you my love, my passion, and also my crazy addiction to these wonderful plantastic plants. If you like these types of videos, make sure to give this video a like, make sure you subscribe, and click that bell notification button like bam, bam, bammo. And with that being said, guys, let's go ahead and jump into the planty content now. Okay, so before we begin, let's go ahead and talk a little bit about variegations, just so we have a clearer understanding of it. Now, all variegations really means is the solidness or the patterns of colors that are found within a plant. And because these patterns and colors can really be quite striking in plants, a lot of people will fancy these variegated plants. And of course, the sentimental and also the price value of the plant can go up. So that is why a lot of these plants are highly valued. Now, of course, there are many things that can affect the amount of variegations within the plant, whether or not it is naturally created that way in nature versus if it is man-made or artificially created by man through either hybridization or even being chemically induced. That can definitely affect the amount of variegation, and it can also affect if the plant has a higher probability of reverting back to its natural state. Now, I do want to point out though that depending on the variety of the plant can also determine whether or not it's going to hold on to the variegation or if it's going to revert back. There are actually some plants that do well with these variegations and hold on to the variegations a whole lot stronger, while other plants can actually fight off the variegation. Now, if it is the natural trait and genetic of the plant to have these variegations, colors, and patterns, then you have a plant that is considered a plant that is stable, that it will not revert back because it is a natural condition of the plant to have these variegations. Now, let's talk a little bit about the conditions that can affect variegations. Now, there are some people that say that variegations and the amount thereof cannot be affected by lighting, while other people say that it definitely can. One thing that I can say for sure, guys, is that lighting can definitely affect the vibrance, the extremity in contrast, and also the brightness of the variegations and the colors within the plants. Now, as far as the amount of variegations, again, but I can show you a variety of plant that is said to definitely be affected by lighting condition in the regards to its variegation. This right here is the Paraiso Verde. It is said that if this actually gets too much light, the variegations will revert and you will have a solid colored leaf. Now, this one in particular is kept in shadier conditions, so as you can see, it has kept its variegations, while this one right here, guys, as you can see, has fully reverted, and this one was kept in brighter light conditions. I have lessened the light on it now. I'm keeping it in shadier conditions, so I'm actually waiting for this leaf right here to unfurl and to see if we can bring those variegations back. So we definitely will see. But again, the Paraiso Verde has been affected by the lighting conditions in my experience. Now guys, if you have a Paraiso Verde and you can confirm one way or the other that lighting has affected your plant, definitely share that information with me. I would love to get a confirmation. Music break, guys. Now, I also want to talk to you guys about how seasons can actually affect variegations in some plants as well. Believe it or not, I know it's hard to believe. But there is actually a plant called the New Guinea Gold, which is an elephant ear variety. And it is actually said to have variegations during certain times of seasons, and then other times of season, it will temporarily revert, turning into a solid green leaf. And I actually have one. It's right here. Unfortunately, I left it out during the winter and it got too cold, so it has died back. But I definitely want to share my experience with you on the New Guinea Gold when it comes and springs forth. And I'll definitely confirm with you on that, whether or not I notice that during times of different seasons, whether or not it reverts or it gives off variegations. But with that in mind, guys, that should let you know that even temperatures, sunlight, and also weather conditions outdoors can literally affect variegations as well. Who knew? And also, guys, just as a side note, just to give you a little bit more clarification, because I do know I said a mouthful when it comes to the variegations in the New Guinea Gold. Now, when I do say temporarily reverting and turning into a solid green leaf, I'm not actually talking about a leaf that already has variegation and then magically transforms into a solid green leaf. What I am talking about is that during certain times of season, the actual plant will throw off either reverted solid green leaves, or it will throw off those variegated leaves. And definitely during certain times of season, that will be affected. That's all, guys. So now that we've talked about variegations in detail and also talked about the many things that can affect your variegated plants, let's go ahead and talk about and also show you some tips and some tricks on how you could possibly save your reverting plant, or even get a completely reverted plant to throw off more variegations. So one of the tips that I do want to share, and we've already talked about it, and whether or not it will work for you, but it's definitely worth a try because it is such a cinch to do, and you will notice a very beautiful difference, unless of course it is the Paraiso, and in that case don't do this. But if it is a plant that you want more vibrant colored leaves, you want that lighter, brighter color, try to put it in light that is in direct sunlight, of course, but give it as much light as the plant can handle without damaging the plant. And hey, if you can get it to promote more variegations, then that is definitely a plus, and again, worth the try. And here's yet another tip as well to saving your reverting plants, or perhaps promoting more variegated leaves on plants that have started producing solid leaves. Now, this plant right here is known as the Pearls and Jade Pothos, and as you can see, it does have some very beautiful variegations in the leaves, but there are some portions of this plant that has reverted back to solid green leaves, as you are seeing right here. So what you would do in a case like this is you would find where it actually had stopped growing the variegations, and this is actually the last leaf where it's showing nice variegations, and you can see a little bit of variegations but not so much. So I would actually cut either right here or even above that. But guys, I will have to say that is not always the case when it comes to these reverted leaves. It does not mean that it will continue to produce just solid green leaves, because if we go all the way down, look at that, look, it started to produce those variegations again on the lower portion of the vines and all the way down to the very tip. So sometimes, guys, it's just a matter of being patient and waiting it out, and sometimes it can revert right back to producing those variegated leaves once more. This is definitely a tip that you can try, and I have heard and I have done and I have seen that this can work. So I did want to save the best tip for last and share with you my experience. And this was actually an accident, guys. I wasn't purposely doing it, but I am so ecstatic with the results. Now, I showed you in a prior video this right here because I was just so impressed with the very, very dark leaves. And this right here is a Burgundy Princess, which of course is a variety of the Pink Princess. Now, the Pink Princess is the variegated variety. When I did first get this plant right here, it was already stated to me that this was a reverted plant. This was a Pink Princess that had reverted. He said that he was hoping that more variegations would come about, but since it did not, he was willing to allow me to purchase this for 15 buckaroonies, guys. And oh my gosh, honestly, I would have spent more than that because I loved just how dark this was. And if we do take a closer look at those leaves right there, you are not going to notice any type of variegations in those leaves. You're not going to notice any variegation in the stem either. Not at all. So this is what I consider a fully reverted plant right here. But I did love the dark leaves and I wanted more of these with these dark leaves. So what did I do? Of course, I went ahead and propagated it. Oh man, that light back there is getting pretty bad. I'm hoping that I'm not getting so backlit in here. Sorry about that, guys. I had to change locations. I was getting too backlit by the light. So here we go. New location, same theme. I unfortunately did not get the very dark leaves that I was hoping for. But instead, guys, I got this right here. Look at that. It is a leaf that now has variegations within it. And again, I was not expecting, nor was I even wanting it at the time. But I gotta tell you, this is quite a reversion that I am so pleased with. So indeed, guys, you do have a possible chance by taking a plant that has been fully reverted and chopping it up and propagating, and you never know, guys, you may have the very fortunate turn of events that I had. It indeed is a Burgundy Princess that has reverted into a Pink Princess. How awesome is that, guys? This is such good news for me because I actually have a lot of reverted Pink Princesses throughout my garden, including this big pot right here that I was actually hoping to grow into a humunga dunga mother plant. But guess what? We may have to chop these babies up. What do you guys think? Should I? I mean, what would you guys do? And there you have it, folks. Those are my tips and tricks to possibly saving your plants from fully reverting, or even taking reverted plants and possibly promoting more variegations. Now, you guys are going to have to let me know, what did you think about the information that I shared with you guys today? And also, if you have tried some of these tips already, make sure you let me know what your outcome was. If you do know of a certain variety or type of plant that you believe is easier to promote these variegations on, definitely share that information with us as well, because I would be interested in knowing. And I definitely would love to invite you to share your information if you've tried something else than what I've shown you. I definitely am always willing to learn and grow, and my motto has always been, the more that we know, the more that we can grow. So definitely share your information and your experiences with us in the comments below. Thank you guys so much for joining me right here at My Tropical Plant Adventures, and of course join me on Facebook and Instagram for my adventures there as well. Know that I truly do love and appreciate each and every one of you guys all. I will see you guys later, and I'll also grow with you guys later as well. Bye bye for now. Peace.